Good afternoon. I'm joined by our Mayor, Mayor Brandon Scott, and my Deputy Commissioner of Operations, Deputy Commissioner Cherie Briscoe. At or around 2:23 this afternoon, Baltimore police received a shot spotter alert for gunfire discharge in the 2100 block of West Lexington, followed by dispatch calls that shots were fired in this block. We had an officer about a block and a half or 2 blocks away that responded to the shot spotter alert and arrived in about 2 minutes at 2:25. Upon that first officer's arrival, he observed a crime scene with 2 victims, blood evidence, ballistic evidence on the ground. He immediately began to assess the condition of the victims, calling for medical support. Medical support arrived really quickly and took the 2 victims, at least 2 victims, to area hospitals. What we have learned was that there were 4 other individuals who were in that block who were shot, who went to area hospitals by private conveyance. What we've now learned is that 1 of the 6 has been pronounced and has expired from gunshot injuries. What we've learned from our investigators up to this point, and information is still coming in because we are canvassing, we're looking for evidence, witnesses to help us understand what happened. But what we believe happened at this point is the 6 individuals were in the 2100 block together, and there were at least 2 or 3 other individuals walking up Smallwood, and when they got to the intersection of Smallwood and West Lexington, began firing into the block at the victims where they were standing and are seated, and then after that fled the area. And so many people were out. The officers, again, assessed the victims, called for medical attention, which arrived really quickly. We took 2 of those victims to area hospitals. The other 4 went to area hospitals by private conveyance, and 1 of the 6 has expired. What we know right now is that the other 5 are in serious to critical condition. Officers have been in this block canvassing, detectives have been in this block canvassing, and we need now for community members who are out here or who know or believe what happened to please call us right away, or call Crime Stoppers, where you can give the information anonymously about what happened in this block and who are the individuals responsible for a very brazen, very cowardly act of shooting indiscriminately into a block where they hit 6 people and could have potentially hit and killed many others. And so we're asking our community to please help us by calling us right away, or do it anonymously by calling Crime Stoppers at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. This time I'll turn it over to our mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. First, let's first ask that we all uplift this family that's lost someone to senseless, cowardly act of violence in the city, and really put our prayers to those who are still injured from this incident. This area, and we know this is an unfortunate thing that happens in this area of West Baltimore. We will not and we cannot accept that. The commissioner and I were here just a few weeks ago, along with the brothers of We Are Us, talking with residents in this area of West Baltimore about how we can work together around this very specific issue. And we will continue to do that. But we also have to continue to impress upon everyone, especially the young men in our city and people that have influence over them, to really lift up how we can be better, and how we can be a place where we don't continuously allow people that we know to be so weak that they will shoot 6 people, that they be so weak that they're afraid that their basic little conflict that could have bruised their ego from some petty dispute can end in a loss of life. We also have to be better as a community while we continue to push our police and city agencies to be better.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This time we will take a few questions.
In terms of suspect description, can you confirm if they were seen leaving in a burgundy Acura, or is there a vehicle description of the suspect?
There was information about a burgundy Acura that left the area, but it is unknown whether it's related and or connected to this incident. It is unknown about that.
What can you tell us about the victims, their gender, ages, or age range?
Only 2 were on the scene when the first arriving officer arrived. Medical personnel came and took them to area hospitals. And so right now, we're not giving out any information. What we can say is that we know for a fact we have 6 victims. We know for a fact one of them has expired at this time.
We don't know the number of
Do
detectives.
you feel that
Hold on.
using the surveillance plane technology and keeping that plane in the air could have actually helped your investigation in this case?
Well, that you're asking for an opinion. We deal in evidence and facts. Thank you.
Second
Commissioner,
thing
this
is-
is another bold daytime shooting. And where is that boldness coming from with those people with guns? Where's that boldness coming from? These people pulling the trigger, shooting people, in this case, killing someone.
Well, I think you actually said it rather than asking the question. You actually said it. They're emboldened because they think they can, and because they either don't fear consequences or they suspect that there are none, or a combination of both. But there are consequences, and you've seen us now arrest. This will be another one of those cases.
So what
And
do you
so-
think the prosecutor is going to do when it comes to prosecuting those individuals that you guys have arrested?
Commissioner, of the people that have been hit here in the shooting, are they related? Do they know each other from who you've talked to?
Well, because next of kin is likely not notified, and because we have to follow those medical protocols, we're not releasing any information that footage. We're continuing to look for more. So, and anyone who might have some, please call us right away. But
Last question.
detectives are out looking for that.
Police officers and/or detectives who spoke Spanish. Are the victims Hispanic? And I hate to speculate, but is this MS-13 related at all?
We don't have the answer to that right now. We're investigating. Those are questions that we're asking. We can say that at this time we're utilizing bilingual officers who speak Spanish.
Mr. Mayor, one question for you, sir. You have a crime walk later today in Park Heights, and here we are here for a deadly shooting. What do these crime walks do? How do they help curb
Right.
crime?
So I think that what you have to understand, and I think you covered it. We know that it works. You witnessed for firsthand what that does when you have myself and you have the folks who can, with 300 Men March, you have the folks who will continue that with We Are Us. When men are engaged and out in their community, stuff like this doesn't happen. But it's not just about that, Keith. It's about doing much more. Those walks are one component of a much larger strategy. Like the commissioner said, listen, we have a 51% clearance rate for homicides. We're going to find these people like we've been finding everyone else. We're going to hold them accountable. But we're also going to make sure that we're bettering our partnerships. That's why we're restarting the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council, so that these individuals, the police department, are not consistently going out and having to arrest people for murder who were arrested in Baltimore County with a gun charge, or someone else in the state or somewhere else in the city early this year. We're going to build that partnership with everyone to make sure that every agency in every neighborhood can feel safe. Thank you, guys.
Commissioner,